Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to complete these practice pattern pages. So the first one is a random pattern. I've got it started for you, but go ahead and copy one of these other blobs to the side. See if you can, just on your own, build up that same repeating shape that goes around and around and around. Again, it's random, so the cool thing about random is it doesn't have to be perfect. And then when it meets the other group, the other cluster, you can start breaking up that shape so it looks like it's overlapping. Okay? And you want to fill up this whole section with that design. Then moving down to this one, it's basically some random lines that are all going kind of in the same direction. And if I had color, it'd be really fun to color this one. But I'm just using a dry erase marker to make it go fast. Okay, so you get the point. And let's go on to the row patterns. Alright, so I've got this one started for you, and these little dots show you where the top and bottom is. Now I've got these in plastic page protectors, and I'm using a dry erase marker. And I really love doing that because if I mess up, it's really easy to go, whoops, oh wait, I messed up. I can just erase it and start over pretty quickly and easily. So these practice pages might seem kind of elementary, but please don't bypass them or take them for granted, because by practicing making patterns, it's going to help you see how to make a pattern. I like using graph paper for my regular patterns because, or my planned patterns, because I can count out the actual grid and make it very precise. I'm sure most of you probably need help drawing straight lines too. So whenever you do a practice like this, it warms up your hand-eye coordination, and it will actually help you to work out some of those problem-solving details that you might not really realize that you need to work them out before you actually make your final drawing. So it's a good habit just to get in the practice of practicing and warming up ahead of time. So I'm going to start for this grid pattern. I'm going to start with these circles where the dots are. I can continue making them too. Oops, see, I messed up. Okay, right there. And then it's a wavy line. So it starts here and it goes down and then up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you can extend it all the way down to the bottom of the page. I'm going to stop here, and now I'm going to rotate. Ooh, look at this. So easy. Look, Seth, look what I can do. That makes a really fun grid pattern. This is actually a Zentangle pattern. I'm going to include a folder of some Zentangle pattern ideas for you to practice if you want. Okay, alternating pattern. So I've got a zigzag and then a curve. A zigzag and a curve. This would be a good one to trace over before drawing. So that's the other great thing about using a dry erase marker. You can trace over it before drawing it. Okay. So for this, if you want to think about, okay, where would those next marks go? Well, here's two spaces. So it's every 2 spaces. Bet you can come up with your own really cool pattern idea. All right, let's do the next one. This is the geometric half drop. Again, I think it'd be really beneficial to trace over this. For the sake of time, I'm gonna just continue. I'm gonna continue to work it out. But for this pattern, we've got these short diamonds on top and these longer. These aren't diamonds. These are, what are they? Parallelograms. So I'm going to start with the diamonds. And then draw the parallelograms. If you want to use this pattern for your final drawing, you can count out all the spaces that I used for this to make it precise. Okay, and then yeah. Oops. Kind of messed up there. Okay, so this will be really cool when it's all filled in. The same thing. After a while, you just become like a machine drawing all these patterns. Oops, I think I did too many lines there. It's just kind of fun. Very meditative. Okay, now the water drop. Again, I think you should trace over that, but I'm just going to continue it. This one would be really fun to color too. Okay, so see how this one starts at the middle of this one, and there's a space in between each one. Space, space. Okay, so think about that if you want to do a half drop pattern. Okay, and then the last one is the radial design, and this one's a little bit more involved. So basically you start at the center, and I started with a pointed petal design in between each of those lines. And as I drew the shapes, I just turned the page around. And I alternated between the pointed petal and the rounded petal. So now I'm going to do the rounded petal, and that one goes in between the pointed. And they're about the same size. Okay. And then the next one is this shape. It's pointed as well. And sorry, the drawing is not as good with the dry erase marker, but you kind of get the idea. Trying to go fast and not be too sloppy. But if I weren't recording this, I would definitely take my time and be a lot more precise. And then one more. See, you can just continue going, keep going. Now this one's rounded. And I could just keep going out. And I could add some more fun things to it, like maybe some dots or some other shapes, to give it some different colors. Okay, so that's the radial pattern. Alright, I hope that helps, and can't wait to see your finished practice pages.